I'm looking forward to some competitive action with you tonight. Don't think we've had that many games together, so we'll see who's boss, I think, tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you are, I think, a few leagues above me, so I feel like I know the answer to that question. And people who have watched some of our videos in the past might know me as someone who doesn't win that often, so we'll see if that's any different this time. So I think, just to get directly into some action, let's jump into some Blitz Mode, because that's kind of where we can dash it out, I think. So see how it goes. You ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. All right, ooh, found a match. What luck. Right, so as a small disclaimer, I guess, obviously we are currently working on the game, so there might be things in this that don't function as they should. We'll just have to see how it goes. So if you notice any weirdness, we are working on it. Don't worry. So I think with that disclaimer out of the way, let's jump into it. So do you have any thoughts, any strategies going into our first match of the evening?
So I mean, obviously there's different types of strategies, but the way I'm quite aggressive when I play. So I kind of sometimes get lost in the action of just pummeling people to the ground and just trying to win that way.
I think we're gonna get along just fine.
So obviously I've set up some of my favorite skins here. I'm sure you can kind of guess which 80s cartoon they might be from, which is good.
Yeah, nice. I've gone with more conventional in terms of skins here, and we'll see if that evolves throughout the stream. So kind of before we really jump in, people might not have seen you on our videos or our streams before, so why don't you introduce yourself and kind of tell everyone who you are and what you do on HyperBrawl?
So my name is Kelvin, and I'm the producer, one of the producers on a HyperBrawl tournament. And my main duties are managing the team, managing the tasks, and just making sure that the full development team are working towards the milestones, and just literally making sure they move forward to get this game finished, ready for our exciting launch.
I feel like I did better when I was the blue team.
I don't normally play this way. I normally play the other way. It's like It's like when you go, when you play Street Fighter and you have to switch sides. It throws you, doesn't it?
Exactly. We don't have any actual news about launch specifics. We should have some news fairly soon, but nothing to confirm at the moment in terms of specific timings. But yeah, keep an eye. We should have some news in the coming couple of weeks for sure. Let's see. So I'm gonna say in advance, if I lose, or rather when I lose, the excuse will be that I'm keeping an eye on chat. So that's my excuse. Let's see here.
So I actually need to score. I've not scored yet. You got three goals to my. There we go. CPU sorted me out there.
being carried by the AI.
That's it.
Nice.
Whipped it right round. Great shot. Right, I need to up my game now.
I think we do have Luke, one of our artists, in the chat as well, helping out with questions, which is nice. But yeah, if there's anything you've asked that we haven't answered yet, just ask a second time. Maybe we missed the first question. So I think kind of to break the ice a little bit, Kel, again, because we haven't really been on streams or videos together before. Why don't you talk to me about what's your favorite thing about HyperBrawl? Out of anything, what's your favorite thing to play around with or brawl with?
So I must admit, I'm always really pleasantly surprised by the skin variations that we have for our characters. It's I'd like to say we've got something for everyone in terms of all our skins that are it's such a great addition to the game to be able to set your character up to one of your favorite sort of film genres or cartoon genres. yeah, it's always, you flick through and you're like, I didn't even realize that was in there. We've got, let's say homages is the appropriate word, but we do have homages to Masters of the Universe, homages to Star Wars and X-Men as well.
Nice.
But so yeah, I won't tell you which ones there are. I'll let you find them. But it's always, when you look through, you're like, oh, it's so great to see those.
Yeah, I mean,
but I must.
No, go on.
Sorry, Kay. I was going to say one of my favourite things though. It's just HyperCurve. It just oozes cool, doesn't it? When you literally hook that ball around the corner and just score a goal. It's just great.
Yeah, I love how often you look at a HyperCurve goal and you're like, how was that even remotely possible? But that's all possible with the power of the HyperCurve, right? Like you can do oh my god, you can do epic own goals as well, but you can do goals that would otherwise seem impossible, just because you can kind of curve literally around anything, which is really cool. It just adds a lot of unpredictability to the gameplay, which is awesome, I think.
Definitely. I mean, you know what? And I think one of the things that a lot of people don't realize about the game is actually the sheer amount of strategy that the different weapons throw into play. Whether you want to be aggressive, whether you want to be defensive. It really does throw up many different types of gameplay styles just by the weapons that you choose.
Yeah, every time we have run betas in the past, and the demo we had on Steam Game Festival during the summer, we always saw people use our weapons in ways we hadn't anticipated, which is always interesting to see. And it just goes to show that there's more depth than even we know about to some of these loadouts.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was an interesting one the other day. So I was actually helping the guys out doing some testing, and one of the guys used the boost bomber, and he basically used the boost bomber as the ball was getting launched in the air, and he managed to jump in the air with the boost bomber and pretty much headbutt the ball into the goal. I was just like, what's going on? It was an amazing shot. I've actually tried to repeat it myself and never managed to get the timings down. But it was so impressive. It was just awesome to see.
That's certainly not a way that we had intended for that weapon to be used.
No, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, it was cool to see, definitely. It was because you kind of like headbutt the ball and then destroy your opponents in the process.
That's next level HyperBrawling right there. Speaking of cool things, we've got someone asking how many toys. We've got Duke asking, he's curious. How many toys do you have behind you? And what is it that you have behind you?
So that's my obsession with plastic junk. So I've basically lots of Lego minifigures for one, and just sort of amiibo, like Zelda amiibos, and there's a load of Disney Infinity toys as well. So
right.
Yeah, wife not very happy with the amount of plastic junk I seem to collect.
Well.
But yeah, I treat them as every little piece of plastic's just like a little bit of joy. Is the way I always describe it.
That sounds very similar to how I look at trophies on PlayStation. Like every single one brings me a world of happiness.
So I've just realised, as we've been chatting, we're on sudden death.
Oh. So
next goal's the winner. So are you ready?
I mean, let's go for it.
Right. I won't. Right now we'll go. Ball's free. Let's go. Okay.
Uh-oh. No, I totally messed that one up.
Just missed it. Here we go. Oh, too busy trying to take you out and not grabbing the ball.
Nice. So we've got another question: whether the game is 2-on-2 or if we are doing 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 in the future. And I know the answer to this, but I'll let you answer it anyway.
Okay, so if you're playing Blitz Mode, it's always going to be kind of one player versus another player. But we do have private mode in there, so if you want to play with just one of your friends, then it can be 1v1. If you want to be play with 3 or 4, so you can actually have two of your friends versus 2 of your friends, which is a whole new dynamic because suddenly you got 4 players in the arena, and it just takes a whole new dimension once you get 4 of your friends in the room, just brawling it out. It's a great addition.
Yeah, so just before we continue, I just want to make sure that you are searching for the next match, otherwise, because I obviously cannot see if you are.
No problem. So
if you get in on the next one.
I'm searching now.
There we go. Cool.
There we go.
Because just so we don't have a break in the action here. So let's jump into Talhakas, the next one, I think.
Okay.
Similar shape, but obviously now we're playing with obstacles, which is something that's in most of the arenas. But yeah, so there are no plans right now, as far as I'm aware, for a 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 mode. Like every arena and everything within the arena has been very specifically scaled to 2 characters versus 2 characters, whether that is 2 humans or 3 humans or 4 humans or whatever. But am I right? Like everything is scaled specifically to that. And obviously, if you added 8 characters in arena 4-on-4, it might be a bit chaotic for the current arena sizes that we have.
Yeah, it's certainly not something we've got planned at this moment in time. But never say never. If there's a really big need for it, we can we'll probably investigate it further down the line. But certainly for the time being, it's not something we've got planned in.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's one of the beautiful things about online. This is also has a single player campaign, but obviously online is kind of, or at least multiplayer is our main focus, whether you play it locally or online. But the whole point is that it's very much a game that we hope that we want to support, and hopefully there's a lot of interest for a lot of additional modes or content or whatever it might be in the future. So we'd love to do all that stuff, and hopefully we're going to be able to. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Nothing is off the table, like Kel said. Anything is still very much possible. But right now, yeah, the focus is 4 characters, and whether you do that with 2, 3, or 4 humans, that is up to you.
Oh, wiggled through the post. So I always forget about rebounds because don't forget about the power of a rebound.
True. I mean, even though the HyperCurve is a magical thing, curving isn't always the answer. Sometimes you just throw straight at the wall and then
Let's
just
see if we
bounces
can do it.
magically. Oh no!
I tell you what, one of my favourite moves is, it's like you get the ball to full power, and if someone's defending that goal, you can literally if you get enough power on the ball, you can literally knock your opponent out
you knock yourself
and score
out.
the goal at the same time.
Oh man! But yeah, that so much unexpected action and silliness sometimes can go on in the arena, and I love it. Yeah, so you do have
HyperForce. I could do without that.
Yeah,
there we go.
That was actually my AI companion enabling that, but that's good because I keep forgetting. So it's good that he's helping me out. Oh. Yeah, I'm still very much learning the proper rebound. But some arenas are easier to do it in than others.
That's very true.
Nice.
Oh. in sync with the commentator then as well. Okay, let's do a rebound. Let's do it. Oh, missed it.
No, oh, left it wide open. So, one of the things we've touched on briefly is the weapons. Do you have a favorite weapon, or maybe even a least favorite? Is there something that you like every time you see an opponent picking it up and like, oh no? Now, what am I gonna do?
Well, in terms of my favourites, I do actually really like the sword. I think one of the things about the sword is it lasts quite a while, which is very useful. So you can pretty much take out both your enemies if your opponents if you use it well. But then shield, I kind of like the shield as well. You know, if you do want to be quite tactical with your placements, you know, if you literally use a shield well, you can really change the whole dynamic of how a game will flow. You know, just by placing it in a very strategic position.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I want to put it here, then I've suddenly stopped you rebounding in that top area, which just changes the whole dynamic of a game.
Yeah, I mean, the shield, again, it's another one we've seen in previous betas used in unpredictable ways. But it's an interesting one where it can kind of act like a third teammate in a way. It's a permanent extra goalkeeper just standing somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would like to say is obviously we have had lots of feedback regarding the shield and it being maybe too overpowered and not necessarily being used in the most desirable of ways. So obviously we have listened to user feedback and have addressed those issues now as well.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that's been one of the key points of our betas is to adjust and perfect hopefully a lot of these weapons and make sure that they work as well as we want them to and as well as the community wants them to, and so they're enjoyable both to use and to be used against. So it should never feel unfair if you lose to a certain loadout, right? You should always have a counter for everything, and I feel like we're at a point. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like we're at a point where we've very much done that, right? So
yeah, definitely.
But obviously, again, the feedback, we never stop listening. So even post-launch, if there's anything people are unhappy with or would like to see changed, let us know, and we'll look into it. Oh no!
Oh, rebound knocked you out and scored.
Okay. No. Okay. 1-1.
I needed that. I needed that surge. I needed to concentrate, do the surge, and get the round back.
Thank you, Mad Wasted. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm sure we'll talk to you more on the Discord as well. Oof, nice.
Oh, nearly got you there. I nearly took you out. You survived that.
Oh no. Left that
there
one
we
open.
go.
Oh, the music is very dramatic for me here.
It's building up. It's one of the cool things about the music is that it kind of builds and intensifies as the rounds go on. So if you're on round 1, it's kind of it's fairly dramatic. As you get to round 2, it starts ramping up and building up a bit more. But then as you get to round 3, it really intensifies just to build the drama some more.
It's working.
And that's kind of like it's kind of like a general rule across all the arenas as well.
Yeah. There is some. I mean, I love the theme song is so cool. Still, having heard it months and months, almost every day, I still love it. I think there's some great music in here for sure. So let's see. We got Luke asking who the composer is. I feel like Luke is leading the conversation from the sidelines. But yeah, we did get lucky and get Steve Levine to make some really cool music for this game. And for anyone who wants to know more about that, maybe there's more information to come. I'll leave it open that way.
Right, I need to concentrate. I think. Oh no! I've done just two. How am I going to get 2 goals back in 7 seconds?
Nothing is impossible.
No, it's true. I've definitely lost concentration there. Okay, so do you fancy going on my favourite arena?
Yeah, I'm up for it. Is that Court of Estus or which one?
Oh, I think we should jump ahead to Coda Dojo and up the arena intensity a little bit.
Okay, I see. I feel like you're taking me on your home turf, so now I'm gonna lose.
No, I mean, for those guys that haven't seen Coda Dojo, it's such a great arena. It's got so much going on, and it's got the added bonus of having portals in it as well. so you can literally teleport the ball around the arena, which is just such a great mechanic to have in the in place.
Yeah, I mean, it opens up literally being outflanked almost out of nowhere, and it's just very interesting. I think if you play an actual 2-on-2, and you have one person on a team on either side of the barriers in the center, I think you could really dominate the field by using the portals to your advantage. So I think some really interesting strategies could be unlocked and used in that way.
Yeah, I mean, one of the good shots is you can actually do a corner shot on this, so you can rebound the corner. So you can almost rebound the corner, hit one of the side walls, and then go into the goal. Takes some doing, but it's a great shot.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you pull that off. You've got a few minutes.
I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Let's see. So
I went for a Gosen as part of my team, because obviously she literally feels very much at home here.
Yeah, well, it is actually Gozen's home arena, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So I felt that she should be representing.
Yeah, make an appearance. Why not?
Oh, and be knocked out. Oh no. Oh no, so close.
All right, let's get some portal action.
Oh no, right in your hands. Oh.
Ooh.
That was very unintended. Oh, that's the thing. Like if you're ready for it, if you see what your opponent is doing, you can be ready to intercept.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
I just love this arena.
So, one thing I've wanted to ask, and obviously, it's very much a topic of conversation across the world right now. It's like, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world that kind of means that we are indoors a lot more than we used to be. So, how has working from home? Because we've been doing that most of the year, and we're still doing that. How's that been going for you? Are you enjoying it?
So for me personally, yeah, absolutely. I'm not having to travel 2.5 hours a day to and from the office. So for me, it's just great. I can get up, have a leisurely cup of tea in the garden, and then literally start work bang on the dot at 9 o'clock. It's for me, it's the way forward. The way forward. Really been enjoying working from home, and in many ways, just felt so much more productive as well. So yeah, thoroughly enjoying working from home. You do have these preconceptions that you think, can I actually achieve and be proactive in the home environment? And as for me, absolutely, I've been so proactive and just getting so many more tasks done on a daily basis. It's just been, I'd say, really positive for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the tips that I read early on when this whole thing started was like, to effectively work from home, one thing you should do for your own sanity is to create a dedicated workspace so that you can easily actually stop working. Otherwise, it's very easy to find yourself working all day long because it's right there, it's right next to you. So have you done that as well, or do you have enough willpower to actually clock out at any point?
Yeah, so I mean, fortunately, I've got a little box room, which is kind of my office at my own home. So for me, I do have that separation. My work is in the box room, and then at dinner time I can just remove myself from that, from the work environment, so to speak. So yeah, it's definite dedicated area has really made such a huge difference for me. Yeah. I'm sure people who are kind of having to work and live in the same space are probably not enjoying it as much as myself, but I say for me it's made a difference having that kind of dedicated workspace.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree, and I think your first point of not having to make the commute to work to and from, it's initially I thought, oh, I'm gonna miss the walk because it was actually nice, being out and seeing the town, if you will. Especially because I've only been in Liverpool, home of Milky Tea, since I started here, so only a couple of months this year. So I've kind of not had much time to see the city, and obviously with this whole pandemic and everything else, I've not really had much opportunity to do so. But I think not having the commute and just being able to go straight into work, like get up, get ready, wake up, and then go straight in, I think has been really cool. And it's freed me up to do other things. I'm searching for a match, by the way, if you are searching on your end as well. It's kind of freed me up to do other things. And how about you, though? Like, have you picked up any new hobbies, or how are you spending this additional time every day?
So, you know what? It's quite interesting. It's like if I get up kind of earlier, then I can have my cup of tea, have my breakfast, and then I go, you know what? I've got 45 minutes here. I could probably get a quick 45 minutes on on one of the games. So quite often start the day with leisurely breakfast, get 45 minutes on the game, and then start work. But then I tell you, one of the main things that I have really quite enjoyed is it's my garden. My garden has been really, really neglected for quite a number of years, to the point where my wife's going, just flag it, it's doing my head in. And you know what? This sort of period, I've actually managed to get my grass green, get it healthy, get quite a lot of plants on the go as well. And you know what? It's actually quite therapeutic watering your garden. You finish work, you get your hose pipe and start watering your garden. It's quite nice. I quite enjoy it. So not been massively green-fingered.
I did not expect that answer. That's interesting. I mean, as someone, I live in a flat, so I very much do not have a garden. I do have a lovely view of the Liverpool harbour. So I have that to look at. So I've got big old ships instead of green pastures. But yeah, I also have a view, and at least this one I don't have to tend, which I find comforting. Leaves me more time for video games. But
that's for when I've finished watering the garden.
yeah. I mean, for me, one of the things I did earlier this year. I've not done it so much the last 2 months, but one thing I did early on when I suddenly had all this extra time was because obviously there's this eternal argument about whether a community manager is part of the development team or not. But one thing I've done is I've actually spent some time learning Unity, made my own miniature 5-minute video game, just a small thing, just to see that I could. Again, just spending some time learning the game engine. Which was really cool, actually. So now I actually understand some of the lingo that goes on in production meetings and that kind of thing, which is really cool. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that I've been spending my time on this year. At least did for a couple of months, and now I'm just back to playing more video games.
I want to know when you've been practicing and when you've been kind of working on your own little sort of mini project. What type of game have you tried to make?
So I've made the mistake that everyone makes. I hear that wants to make their own game is that I followed some tutorials in the beginning. So the 5-minute game I made was just simple, like this ball can roll and you avoid obstacles and see if you can survive to the end and score some points. So that's just a basic thing. But then obviously from that very, very simple thing, I immediately started with a friend of mine. Okay, let's make a survival game, like survival RPG, and that's just not gonna happen. So I have 10 pre-production concepts, like a lot of things on paper, and a lot of the character can walk now, and then we don't know what we're doing. So we had a lot of that, but it was really fun anyway to just play around.
No, that's good. It's good. Well, that's where it starts, isn't it? That's one of the beauties of game development, isn't it? Just ideas on every corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just that you watch your inspiration, and it sounds like you want to tap into that kind of jump horror, survival horror game, which is I'm sure you've been researching loads of films, trying to find the best jump scares and how you can emulate them.
Oh, the survival game we made was not horror. It was just a survival. Well, the one we wanted to make, obviously we didn't. We made a character that could walk around in a small environment, and that was as far as we got. But the intention was to make, like, you know, you chop down trees and craft things and build things and go kill some enemies and that kind of thing. But again, that was maybe too deep a pool to jump in after having made a game about a ball that rolls forward. So it's like, well,
with a monkey inside it.
Well, I wish not quite that cool actually. But yeah, so that was, you know, I did that with a friend of mine. He's been doing it for a while. He's been trying to get me into it, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And we tried to do, like, join a game jam, that kind of thing. But immediately, as soon as we started, his ambitions were like, oh, let's do this massive thing. And I was like, okay. And then we ended up making nothing because the ambitions were way too great. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's a nice one.
Do you see that? That was a cracking shot.
Nice.
That rebound straight off. Brilliant.
But yeah, I would like to make an actual thing, more than just the ball rolling at some point. We'll see how that goes. And I mean, you know, whether it ends up being in Unity or Unreal or whatever, we'll have to see. Because I mean, both engines have made some really cool upgrades in the last couple of months, so there's some cool stuff to explore either way, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have not been focusing on this match. I don't know how I have any goals, to be honest.
Oh. See, this is one of my. I actually think the arena's great, but it's a tricky one to play on.
So easy to fall down, because that's the one with the actual, you know, floor traps. Nice. Who even won? I wasn't even paying attention.
That was me. I don't know what I scored, but it was me. So that's all good.
Nice. Can't complain. I'm sure. Right.
So that's actually two win streaks for me, by the way. Just to
throw that rub it in. Right. I'm searching for the next one. I want my revenge right away. Hopefully. See how it goes. Found a match.
Okay,
nice.
Found you.
So, which arena should we do this time? I feel like we haven't done a circular one. Should we do base 27?
Yeah, let's do base 27.
Let's see here. I cannot go without at least one Swift character here. I like the speed.
You know what? I might join you. Because it's Bazooki's hometown. So let's go with. We'll go with Bazooki. I'm going to get some of the more crazy skins on.
I
gotta have a tank. I can't not have a tank.
I mean, Sir Gallant is so cool. I think
Let's see,
we literally just tweeted about him today, showing off some of his skins. So yeah, a lot of Sir Gallant to be seen across the social channels today. For anyone interested.
No, he's a quite a unit. It must be said.
Yeah, I mean, I literally called him the tankiest of tanks, which I think is very accurate. Oh, nice save. Oh, I couldn't even.
So, one of the things that people might not know about is we actually have advanced trials in the game. So a lot of people might not know about the dive. And our advanced trials mode will actually teach you the benefits of the dive. So you can see there, I actually you threw the ball and I managed to intercept and stop the ball going in because I dived and blocked it effectively.
Yeah, I mean the dive. Nice. You should have dived on that one.
Yeah, that's the shot where it's that powerful. It's knocked me out and still gone in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the dive is such a vital tool, I think. I mean, obviously, it can be used to literally just move across the arena, but it can literally save you from a KO so many times, or just like get a really nice bit of goalkeeping there with a good dive as well. Oh, nice.
Oh, you.
That's very lucky.
Right, let's. Oh, mistime that.
That was very lucky on the obstacles there for that timing to work out. Oh no!
Right, I need to concentrate there. It's actually a hard one to rebound, this one, actually, because of the spinning barriers.
Yeah.
You have to really time this one right. So you can kind of you can time it when it's in the right angle.
Nice. Yeah, that's the thing. Like all the arena shapes, obviously, come into play all the time. Like it's not just about avoiding the opponents. Oh, nice. The opponents and the obstacles, but also the shape itself can. Ooh, those close. Can change so. Oh wow, can change so drastically. How things play out. So we've got.
No, it's true.
BQ asking in chat when the release date will be announced. We will have some information about release dates soon, but we don't have anything to confirm at this moment, so do keep an eye on our channels, and we will have some information soon. The infamous soon. I know.
I tell you what, though, we could probably we could probably do a little sneak, a little. Not actually give anything away, but maybe build some hype about the release trailer. It's quite cool. I've had a little sneak. I've had a sneak peek today at the launch trailer, and I say I don't want to spoil it, but I quite like the approach and the vibe. It's pretty cool.
It is very cool, yeah. And speaking of cool, I don't even know what happened, but that looked like a cool goal.
It might have come off me, and I might have bounced it in off Sir Gallant's big, huge frame, I think.
Oh man, that was so close.
Oh,
the bounciness.
Nearly got a four rebounded.
Yeah, I like to think of the. Like, if someone runs toward you with a ball and you're about to dive, I like to think of that like a game of chicken. Because it's very much a question of, are you going to throw or am I going to dive? Like, which one? Oh, no. Which one is going to happen first? Or are you just going to get knocked out diving too early? Or too late? Can't believe I scored on myself there. Oh, no.
There we go. Oh, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, one thing that Luke was experimenting with on one of our previous videos was actually kicking, because obviously there's officially no kicking in HyperBrawl, but you can still very much kick the ball, and you can even kick the ball and score goals with it. It's a separate skill, because again, there's no button for kicking the ball per se, so it's you can kick, of course, but whether you hit it and score with it, that's the big question. Oof, nice.
Oh.
Well-timed dive.
Right. I need to step up. Yeah, I think this is. I think once the game goes into the wild, I think we're going to see some amazing goals scored that we just didn't even realize were possible.
Yeah.
This is one. It's one of the things with game development. Even with the testing that we're doing at the moment, we'll probably, let's say we do 5,000, 10,000 hours. When you launch a game and it's suddenly got 100,000 people playing it in the first hour, then it's had more testing than we could have ever thrown at it, which is always amazing to see, isn't it?
I mean, we already see this, like I mentioned, during our betas, where people. Like, we obviously, when everything is designed, and Scott, the game designer on this, obviously has had certain things in mind when he, designed certain things when he came up with how things should function. But a lot of that just goes out the window the second someone else who has other ideas gets their hands on it, and then suddenly, something happens that we didn't anticipate, and we have to adjust. So that's been really interesting at the time. Oh.
I need this. I need to just get some cheeky goals in. Oh!
Come on!
Oh, I've got the ball. I'm like, where is the ball? I've got it.
Go away!
Right, that's
oh
it.
Man, I almost
Fight in! Oh!
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
That's it. Okay. Needs it.
Julie McQueen asks, says, this game looks epic, when can we stream it? So, I know that Disobey on Twitter are currently on the lookout for streamers to jump on and play the game. So I would look up Disobey on Twitter and see if you can't get in on that campaign. And if you don't get in on their campaign, we will be gathering a list of everyone who's interested. So do feel free to tweet at us at HyperBrawl on Twitter, just that you're interested, and we'll take your information down. And I'm sure we can get you in at some point. Definitely at launch, if nothing else, so you can get streaming. Nice one, thank you.
So we're on sudden death again.
Oof.
So we got to concentrate.
Do you know how? I don't know if you're aware of this. We in our recent beta, we had a very long sudden death. Do you know anything about this?
I read about it. I didn't actually know about it until I read the post on social media. Yeah, but I was like, really, for that long? And I was quite blown away by it, actually. But I'll let you share the glory with how long it actually lasted for. Yeah,
so we had two of our top players like kind of mess around in sudden death for 182 minutes. So yeah, just over 3 hours of sudden death, which is amazing. I mean, that's some commitment right there. So yeah, anyone who wants to beat that, go for it. Yeah, I'm now desensitized to victory. Yeah, I mean, I'm coming for you, Luke. I'm coming for you.
How about a little bit of the robot factory that is Foundry?
I was just thinking that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And okay. I'll pick Brawl bots to kind of so you can feel at home here as well.
Yeah, I'll let you. I'm not gonna have him. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit of wrestling action. So let's see. We'll go for Def Fandango. He'll stand out in the red arena. In fact, I'm gonna double up. That's what I'm gonna do. let's do. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's have a look.
So one thing, people that might have seen us play this before, you might notice that there are skins in this that we have not shown off before, I think. So obviously the betas we've run only had a limited number of skins on the couple of characters that we had. And so there are some entirely, some new skins in here that you can look forward to unlocking once the game launches. But yeah, kind of like Kel alluded to earlier, there's a lot of skins that are inspired by various things that a lot of people might recognize from elsewhere. Right. So what is our... does Luke know, or maybe you know, what is our total actually in terms of wins? Are we 2-2, or how don't even know how's it going?
I think you're ahead. I think you might be winning.
Do I have 3 then?
I think it's 3. I think it's 3-2 to you.
Oh. I mean, that's certainly a first, and I'm sure a last as well.
I'm trying to. So I actually have a really dirty trick on Foundry, but you're not letting me get away with it, which is interesting.
Well, you have to let me know if it happens, and I'll copy it immediately.
let's see. Yeah. Oh no. So I tell you what, something I wanted to touch base on. So obviously, as the audience know, we're working on doing and getting HyperBrawl out on multi-format. On I know. What was that? we're getting it out on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And I just want to talk about the Switch build because. Obviously the Switch has got its own amount of kind of limitations in some ways. The machine's not as powerful as the Xbox and PlayStation, but visually, we've done a cracking job. It's still absolutely stunning on the Switch console. But something I really wanted to talk about was the Joy-Cons and the fact that we can actually split the Joy-Cons off and play HyperBrawl on a single Joy-Con. People who've played HyperBrawl, it's a 2-stick game. Left stick controls character movement, and the right stick actually controls the aiming of the game. So it was a little bit of a challenge when obviously we were trying to move on to single Joy-Cons. And I think we've actually the way that we've actually developed the control mechanism, it's really well. It's done. It's just implemented so gracefully,
Nice.
to the point where I actually said to Scott, our lead designer, that I reckon I can completely batter you on a Switch Joy-Con with one controller. And we did actually put it to the test, and I did hold my own.
Whoa.
But I didn't beat it. I didn't beat him.
Oh, nice. Well,
but I did hold my own.
he is
But it
a
just
very skilled brawler, so I'm not surprised. Also, one thing that finally happened, that might be my favorite thing in the game, is, sorry to interrupt by the way, is when you pick up a character and literally like throw them against the screen, and that thunk it makes, that must be honestly my favorite thing of the game. I just love that sound. There's a good old thunk when you throw someone. It's so cool.
There we go.
Obviously something that is way more likely to happen when you are using the HyperForce. So yeah, so the Switch version sounds like one that one should definitely try out and see how they fare with a single stick. I'm very curious. I've not tried this myself. I'm very curious how that plays. But it's good to know that it is possible.
Yeah, and you know what? It is really graceful. It's I mean, I'll kind of explain it. It's basically we've got the throw button, and when you hold the throw button down, so you can still HyperCurve, even with just a single Joy-Con. The little sort of trade-off is as you throw the ball, if you want to put curve on, you do actually move the character at the same time,
Right.
which could be quite beneficial if you used it in the right way. So yeah, that's the only trade-off. As you throw, your character will move up or down when you're actually doing the HyperCurve. But it's such a minor trade-off. You know, there's no negative impact because of it.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's cool. But that's obviously a big part of game development, is kind of to work to the strengths and weaknesses of each platform and getting the best out of each individual experience, while still while still making sure that no matter where you play, you're gonna have a great time. Oh no.
So I'll tell you actually one of the other things about the Switch. So quite a new addition for the Switch is a kind of seamless transition for private mode. So it used to be quite tricky on Nintendo platforms with friend codes and the way you had to kind of invite your friends into a multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
So Nintendo have released new sort of systems now which have streamlined that process. So we still have to use friend codes, but the inviting of your friends is seamless in the game now, which is worth to treat. It's a really great system to be in the game.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, I mean, obviously the party system and the private matches in general is something that we've talked about, but we've not had in any of our betas. So it's not something that anyone will have seen or tried themselves outside of our studio at this point. But that is really, it's the party system really does allow you to kind of mix and match how you play. Whether you have a couple of people locally and then take on others online, or you play. It allows you to literally go online to offline with your friends any way you want, which is really cool. And it's just, again, it's a feature that nobody has seen in the betas, but I think it's going to be a big deal at launch. I think people are going to really appreciate that, the freedom.
Yeah, it's that. I'll say, when you get into the party mode and you've got four of your friends, just brawling in the arena, it just works. It just plays so well in 4-player. It's great fun.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks Kel for joining me, and we will see you all very soon.
Cheers. See you soon.